Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the video. So we had a major move in the stock market this past week, and in this video we'll be going over what caused that move and what to expect next from the stock market and Bitcoin. We're going to be going over the analysis on those, including the key pivot levels that trigger upside and downside, as well as a potential hot sector and breakout trade that I am watching. As always, there are timestamps in the description, and let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so getting into the reason for Friday's drop is Trump threatened a massive increase in tariffs on Chinese products to threaten their new rare earth export controls. Now, this is a valid reason for the market to freak out a bit, as we know how the reaction was on the past tariff scare earlier this year, but we know that Trump loves to use these threats as negotiation tactics, and it is likely just that. But the main issue is it could easily get worse before it gets better, and this is possibly the beginning of a larger market pullback, as fear could still increase from here if there is not a quick resolution. Now taking a look at the S&P 500 with the SPY chart, starting out with a longer term view of the daily candle chart. So as we've been going over in recent videos, the market had gotten pretty extended and had likely been waiting on a reason to pull back, and here it is. The market never goes up in a straight line, and corrections are healthy, and next week we'll see what plays out next, as the S&P is at a pretty major decision point. If the market does see a full correction, I think something like what played out in mid-July through early August of 2024 would be a good reference point on how this may play out. Depending on the news flow though, this dip could also easily get quickly bought up. So the S&P is nearing a test of the 50-day moving average as support, which is currently at 651.28, and if it gets tested, it will be the first test of it since May of this year. Zooming into the chart, it also tested 654.55 on Friday, which has been the most important pivot level for weeks and was the low of the FOMC dip, and it broke and closed below this on Friday, so it will now be key to reclaim and hold above as new support in order to start a relief bounce. The next week, the 50-day moving average at 651.28 is the next major support to watch. Buyers want to get a strong reaction off of it if it gets tested. It would need to reclaim and hold back above 654.55 to open upside back up towards those levels marked above. On the downside, if it breaks and holds below the 50-day moving average next week, then it triggers larger downside, with the next key supports below there being at 649.5 to 650, 645 to 646.2, and 642 to 642.85. So now taking a look at Bitcoin, and last week in the video, we went over the all-time high zone at 124,000 to 124,550 being key resistance, and where Bitcoin needed to break and hold above to open upside into new all-time highs. And it attempted to break above it last week, though failed to follow through, resulting in a failed breakout and a sell lower. It sold down to the next key levels at 120,000 and the 117,000 to 117,500 key zone, which it is testing as I'm filming this video. This zone has been a major pivot since late July, as we can see the reactions that it's had off of it. So this will be a key decision point into next week. A break and hold below 117,000 opens further downside to the next key supports below at 113,400 to 114,000, 112,000, and then 109,000. Or if it's able to successfully hold this zone as support, it can open upside back towards 120,000. Then a break and hold above there can target the previous all-time high zone to reattempt the breakout above. So in this video, I'm going to refrain from talking about the top dip buys that I'm watching, just due to Friday being the first day of the dip and so much uncertainty into next week. But next week, we definitely should have more clarity on the situation in the market, and there may be some great looking dip buy setups that we can take advantage of, hopefully talking about that in next week's video. But one potential hot sector and potential breakout setup that I'm watching is with MP Materials, ticker symbol MP. So this is a trade on the rare earth mineral exports, which is what MP produces. Obviously, with the prices of these materials rising, MP will benefit, and the technical setup is there for it as well, and in my opinion is the best looking chart in this sector. It has built out a well-defined inverse head and shoulders pattern, with 82.5 as the neckline and breakout trigger. On Friday, it attempted to break out above this, but failed to hold. A reattempt of the breakout does make it more likely to follow through though next time, so this should definitely be on close watch, as if it does so, it can see a very large move higher. In order to trade the breakout, we'd want to see a break and hold above 82.5 to enter the trade, and it can be playable with a tight stop loss back below 82.5. And the first target above there would be Friday's high, slightly below 85, and then would likely see a strong move into new all-time highs next above there. So we'll see what plays out next with the rare earth and tariff situation, but if things continue to go the way they look to be going on Friday, expect more momentum and buyers to come into this rare mineral sector. So that's everything I'm watching for in the week ahead. Situations like this can be scary, but as we know, volatility and large dips like this produce opportunity and great trade setups in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and for anybody interested in joining the private Discord chat, that is the first link down in the description to my personal trade alerts, nightly watch lists, and answer any questions you guys have in there. Good luck trading the week ahead, and I will catch you all next time. and peace out.